Hello everyone, welcome to Reminiscent of Her. I'm Nix and this is my second video on this YouTube channel. And today I wanted to talk about self-talk. There was, some other stuff that I wanted to talk, but then I felt like that if I do talk about that, then maybe the people I'm talking about would know that I'm talking about them. That's why I don't really directly want to talk about that stuff. But because I have this urge that I want to just pour my emotions into this video, so that's why I'm going to talk about that anyway. Okay, so first of all, self-talk. I was in a mall last week with my cousins and a friend who's not my friend but my cousin's friend. Okay, but the cousins were mine, which they were not mine, but they were mine by blood anyways. So I was like talking to myself, and I didn't realize when I got so much disconnected from this whole world that I started to talk out loud, and all of the cousins and that boy, their friend, they all started to looking at me like I am such a freak, which I was, and I can't just blame them for doing that. And the moment I also looked at them, they all started laughing. I felt so much hilarious. There was another moment that happened to me. I was upstairs, I was like just talking to myself and having a good walk with myself, all that solitude stuff. And there was this creepy neighbor who was basically not stalking me, but he was like looking at me for hours, and I didn't realize that. And after the sunset, when the darkness came, and he just on his flashlight to just say on me. It's not because he was stalking me, it's because of my weird behavior, that I was talking to myself and he was thinking that what the fuck is she doing. Literally, I can talk to myself, I can do self-talk anywhere, literally anywhere, in the school, in the saloon, in the bus, railway, mall, anywhere, just anywhere. And I like this thing. And sometimes I just actually realize that people that are around me, they're noticing that I'm talking to myself, and it's maybe appearing weird, but then I feel like that who cares. I am such a person who is so much self-conscious, but still I'm so much proud of my self-talking habit. It's not because of the YouTube stuff. You know what a YouTube stuff I'm talking about. On YouTube, everybody say that people who talk to themselves are such genius, but I'm not trying to sound that condescending. People often talk to themselves. Just look at you. Do you talk to yourself? I guess yes, because my cousin, my favorite cousin, she also talked to herself. I also talk to myself, and I guess there are many people out there who talk to themselves. To an extent, everyone talk to themselves, but not to the extent that they become freak like me. Yes, and they get just caught off guard in so situations, and sometimes it just becomes so awkward. But all of my cousins and that boy who was a friend of my cousins, he and all of them knew that I have a very terrible habit of talking to myself anywhere, just anywhere. But they laughed at me, and I felt so much bad at that time, because it was a literally humiliation. It was not like that friends laughing on another friend in a very friendish way. It was like somebody trying to put you down, and I felt so bad at that moment, because I was at the moment, it was like nighttime, and I was just having a very casual conversation. I just told them that this is my habit, and I sometimes feel bad about it, but I'm still proud about it at the same moment. And they were like, yeah, we can understand, that happens, and blah 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 stuff. And they told me, they were saying that how can that boy stalk on you, and how can that people on saloon, they look at you like that. Self-talk is so much good and healthy and everything. And then you started to laugh on me, and not just laugh, let's try to humiliate me in every single situation. That was so hilarious. For the very first time, I felt like the cousin who was one of the closest cousin of mine made me feel like that the most trash person in this whole planet. It's so bad when people make you feel like that you're not included, right? And when it coming from a place where you feel like that it will never come from, it's just tormenting. And I know that many people out there feel like that. I just want you all to know that, you know, people just grow up, people just find somebody better, at least better than their perspective, and they just leave you. But just know that it's okay, and maybe it's because that they're not worth having in your life. Maybe they're not worth being around the highest version of yourself. Yeah, I copied this line from Wizardless. Anyways, so was I, sounding like a very motivational speaker? Because I don't want to sound like a motivational speaker. I don't like motivation in general. But anyways, I have a lot of stuff to do today. I have a lot of projects and I have a lot of work to write and to learn as well. So I guess I gotta just end this video right now, or else I'll just get in a very big trouble. And I will post video continuously. I mean, I'll just show consistency. And just bye. And please watch this video. My previous video didn't reach any audience, and I don't want this same stuff to happen to this video. So anyways, bye, and I love you all, and I love poetry, and I love literature, and I love philosophy, and I love